And there we are, audio working, chat running with my retards. Ahoy. Welcome, my name is Ike, this is Switzerland.playit. It's Friday, last day of the regular working week. For the US, it's a little bit different actually. I'm going to retell this little story in Switzerland on Saturdays and Sundays. We tend to work less, especially on Sunday. Sunday is like the Lord's Day, so everybody has pretty much just a free day once a week, Sunday. So Switzerland seems to be more attached to the religious beliefs. Taking a rest day, every week. I mean, you have that too, but usually all shops are open in the US. I witnessed that. Friday, last working day of the week. Every day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, I do this new stuff, and I hope I can welcome you. Ahoy Eden, ahoy Archmajunk, ahoy Godzilla. Play with my station. I'm not going to play with your station. That sounds gross. Sorry. How are you guys doing? We have a lot of little news, and one news that just is for me very, very interesting, and they should do more about that. And hopefully Sony, Microsoft, and maybe Nintendo jumps on this. And yeah, I'm gonna talk about that anyway. So let's get into the news. I suppose it depends where you go in the US. Pennsylvania doesn't sell alcohol on Sundays. Yeah, but still the regular shops are open. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. You know what I fucking mean. On Sunday, it's pretty much forbidden to have your shops open in Switzerland without a special permit. And those special permits are mainly given out to kiosks in train stations or at train stations overall in Switzerland. But usually all shops are closed, and even construction work, no construction work happening, regular construction works in Switzerland on Sundays. Saturdays, it's grocery shops are usually, of course, open, but in a limited time, meaning usually they close a little bit earlier. Anyhow, let's get into the news. Today we have a few news that might be interesting for you. I'm talking about news in the gaming realm, mainly, and I have also some TV and show news and sometimes movie news. More like to point out what you might miss or might want to miss, maybe. What you might not want to miss is Silent Hill remake by Blooper Team announced. So yesterday, Konami had this showcase, their own little showcase online, and they showed like Metal Gear Solid Delta. Metal Gear Solid Delta is a remake of 3, Snake Eater, and they did a little sneak peek here, just announcing it pretty much with the name and nothing else in the little 20 seconds clip or 15 seconds clip. But they are gonna remake Silent Hill, and it's the same company who did the remake of Silent Hill 2. I didn't like Silent Hill 2 too much. Especially the ending was always pretty retarded to me, like 5 to 10 minutes of scrolling of text and your wife talking about how she misses you, but she needed to go there to die and all that crap. It's a little bit lame. It's a little bit lame overall. The gameplay itself is fine and all that, but yeah, the story at the end, very lame. I played it, by the way, on this channel. Go check it out. Silent Hill 3, Silent Hill, the first one, I liked way better. Especially that the ending was more interesting, like, what the heck is all that? And music I loved, and so we gonna get a remake, and yeah. I mean, we can take a sneak peek in this supposed teaser. It's not even a teaser. But we hear the classical music of the first one. like the main theme. Then you see just the title, in development. I'm looking kind of forward to it because I enjoyed the first one. And I enjoyed the second one too. Just the ending destroys everything for me every time I'm being reminded of. Used to be that way here. Now, no one gives a shit. No, it was that way. So you drifted away from your lord, huh? Ouch, my junk. I mean, you're a fucking Canadian. Who cares about Canada, right? Where I live, it's a public holiday or weekend. Shops are only open until 5 p.m. On Sundays, Eden. I mean, it's just calmer, you know. If you have to schedule your stuff, you can go visit your friends. Everything is calmer if you have like a regular, like nationwide rest day. You know, you can schedule your stuff better. We're supposedly a post-national state now. Many businesses are closed on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah, I mean, offices usually, yeah, I assume. Okie dokie, good news? Probably. I like those news. We have more of this retro-ish stuff. Not stopping with Wipeout or Doom 64, this prolific Dreamcast modder is bringing Mario Kart 64 to Sega's long-forgotten console. It is not long forgotten, you cocksucking writer, you gaming journalist. I don't forget mine. I mean, you're not gonna see it. It's there on the shelf at this corner. Maybe if I full screen it, you can see it a little bit better. My Dreamcast can't be forgotten. Also, here's my old stand. I just took it off. That's why everything is shaky when I make my my table now. It's not fucking forgotten. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth, Anthony McGlynn. So this modder compiled the data of Mario Kart Super Mario? No, Mario Kart N64 and brought it on his Dreamcast. We're gonna take a little look. You can read the article. We have some information, but not really important stuff in the information, because it's all the information we can get and want are visible in this little video. You see, everything is still a lot of glitchy. Can't make out the names. The time is completely gone. The sprites not clean. You know, shut up. Or at least make yourself like almost inaudible. Frame rate is not great yet, you know, but it runs. All the courses have been reported to be running, you know. And I am sure this modder is gonna make it work sooner or later. And that's interesting. That's just interesting. And if you have like a soft modded or a modded Dreamcast, you will be able to play this game. Just load it in on your SD card. If you have like the drive replacement too installed, or just burn it on a CD. Or you know what CDs are, right? I still have a lot of CDs. Well, you see, it is running, just not very clean, but I'm expecting half a year. We're gonna have a fully ported Mario Kart 64 on the Dreamcast. Because visually it's gonna look a little bit better. You know, Dreamcast has a VGA mode. The original unmodded Dreamcast has VGA mode already on board. So very detailed colors and all that, and way more power, you know. You can render quicker and all that stuff. Isn't that nice news? I think that's absolutely nice news. I believe Dreamcast was the first to have a UFC game. You sure? I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure about. I mean, I'm not a big UFC guy, so I can't tell you for absolute certainty. With absolute certainty, it has a high resolution color screen. There's a new memory card that was just released for the Dreamcast. Yeah, the memory cards with the mini games. It's a nice gimmick, but the value of it was very low actually. But if you had like certain games, you could take your VMU, the memory card, with you into the arcades, and some games in the arcades, which were the same pretty much as the Dreamcast version. You could load in your profile and play with your character from home, which is very cool. 8-bit VidMods VMU Pro is the name of the new memory card for Dreamcast. I mean, I haven't run my Dreamcast now for 2 years, maybe 1.5 years, maybe, just to check. And every time it, of course, demands fucking reset on the date and region shit. I need to replace the battery, which is a pain in the butt. I'm gonna do one day. I'm gonna do a stream with actually modding my Dreamcast. I'm gonna replace the drive with the SD OD drive, the optical drive replacement. I'm gonna stream that. Gonna be probably a longer stream or a series, who knows? But yeah, then I'm gonna replace the battery too. Gonna be a nice chill stream. This one is brand new. It does other stuff too. Yeah, my Sega Saturn does the annoying battery thing too. I don't know how difficult the Sega Dreamcast, the Sega Saturn replacement is, because the Dreamcast has like this battery soldered in, which is super annoying. Anyhow, Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater's Fox Hunt brings back online multiplayer. I just wanted to mention that because Konami thinks it's going to be a big deal, this online multiplayer stuff. I think it's going to be just dismissed completely. It's going to be fun for maybe 1-2 weeks and people are going to forget it. But they try it again with Metal Gear Online stuff. It was I think a disaster actually, what came out with Metal Gear Solid 4, and later with even more with Metal Gear Solid 5, and the very standalone Metal Gear Solid multiplayer game. I don't think anybody is really playing it. I guess we can try to check out right away. But there you have it. Konami thinks the online multiplayer Metal Gear Solid is going to have a big play here. Steam DB Metal Gear Solid. What was the name? Survival? I've always forget. Always. I think it was Survival. Might be something different. Survive? Yeah. I'm more human than you. It's just Survive. So charts. So the peak was overall, since it was released, when was it released? 2018. So 7 years ago, almost 8 years ago, closing to 8. Let's put it that way. We have 41 now playing it online. And this is already pretty sophisticated, you have all the Metal Gear stuff in it. Nobody cares for Metal Gear Online stuff. I think those are 41 nobodies. There you go. But they have like different versions for it. PlayStation and Xbox have like different viewpoints of the little mini games, online mini games. PlayStation has Monkey Ball stuff, I think it was, and no, Ape Escape. Ape Escape. I mean, both monkeys shit, right? And Xbox has Bomberman related stuff. I just want to point out Konami is trying hard. Who is trying hard too is James Gunn and his DC stuff. The Batman 2 gets a promising update from DC chief James Gunn. Following delays, says the sequel is still really important. So James Gunn does his DC universe thing, like a new complete overhaul of all the DC characters in his universe, right? But there's still this regular Batman going on with the Batman having semi success. It is not hated. Let's point it that way. It is not hated, and it's in the making already. The Batman 2 was announced right away, pretty much, but it's not secured. James Gunn is in charge now for the DC stuff, movie wise, and he wants a good script. That he told us. I don't know what he thinks about good scripts, what a good script is, but I don't think he knows really, because his Superman seems to look very, very strange in my eyes. How big that? He has all kinds of weirdness going on. Maybe too many characters in his first DC movie he is producing and directing. And he's maybe overloading it with information for people might be not interested in it. And it looks cheap. It just looks visually cheap. You know what I mean? If you watched in your past maybe CW shows, teenager superhero movies too, it looks like a CW production, man. It looks just cheap, so generic, so clean, has no real soul behind it. And the newest trailer even made Superman look super weak, and he tries to be fun in it. So I don't know if we know the age of this Superman version. So maybe he is still like in a like youth mind. Maybe he's not past like 22 years old. Who knows? But yeah, I'm not very confident it's going to be a big success. So is he the right one to decide about good scripts? That's my call here. And yes, it was delayed. First they wanted to publish it, release it 2025. Then it was delayed a year into 2026. And now it got another delay, another whole year, 2027, October 2027. Which might be a good sign, because if you take maybe more time for your production, you might be able to do better movies, higher quality movies, figure out stuff, figure out the scenes and what you need to get rid of and all that. So maybe not a bad sign, but like I said, that is regular Batman, not the DCU Batman. James Gunn wants a different Batman in his DCU too, which we have zero announcement. We have zero information about that, when it will come, probably later than the Batman 2. Hoi Geest, hoi Volkstal, Sabal lurking and meeting, hoi Beers. Not the best Batman, but not the worst. I haven't seen it. I don't want to see it because of Lenny Kravitz's daughter, Zoe Kravitz. I hate that bitch for some reason. I don't know why. Especially in this one, I hate her even more. She has this very silly haircut. I don't think she's sexy and all that. She's the Catwoman. She's the main reason why I don't want to watch this movie, which is weird. I just don't know exactly why I don't like this lady. I enjoyed the last Batman movie. I mean, if you enjoyed it, fine. Kravitz sounds like a STD. It does. Even in German, I'm telling you. Even in German, his name sounds like a disease. Postal 2 Redux announced for Nintendo Switch. Yeah, that's all I'm going to give you. I'm zero interested. I just find it interesting that they thought it's so important to release this game in a Redux version, in a remake fashion. I have zero interest. I played, I think, the first one. Maybe I played the second one too. And I said, like, yeah, get the fuck out of my drive. Get off my fucking drive, bitch. It's a lame game. Haste loves. Haste loves it. Good for you. I mean, the most astounding thing in this game was you can piss. Great deal. Other than that, it was a fucking boring game, man. Everything was like chunky, janky, wanky too, of course. But yeah, I had no fun with this game. I just had no fun with. And I think I never tried another one after the second one. Because there was a Postal 3 and a Postal 4, by the way. Believe it or not. There's all kinds of non-politic... Oh, shit. Volkssum. Damn, 5 gifted, mother trucker. That deserves actually something on screen, like an alert. I have to set up a different alert bot, man. By accidental, you are disappointing. You have disappointed me, and especially after he replied to me, are you running it on different platforms? No, nothing is connected, only Rumble. Much appreciated, folks. Thank you a lot for 5 gifted right there. Also, I have to notify your name. Lockdown. 5 fucking gifted. That's $25, man. He spends $25 for this channel. Much appreciated. You're gonna go on the list. Just you know, you're gonna go on the list. Which I have to update this weekend, by the way. Thank you very much. Look, all the red guys now in the chat. Thank you. I remembered Bomberman. That was awesome. Bomberman. You're on a fucking delay there, Eden. Why is she such on a delay? But yeah, there you have it. If you have a Switch, the original Switch, by the way, not Switch 2. Go buy it, Haste. Go fucking buy this game and have fun. A game that looks fucking great, and I had no idea this existed, but it just visually looks like it's made for me. It's a side scroller like, but it seems to be made for me. I just don't like how it is written, this article here. The game that made everyone cry at Summer Game Fest 2025. Heck. There were all kinds of games on display at Summer Game Fest 2025. Scary games, thrilling games, funny games, but only one game was making everyone cry. I played a demo of the game alongside the developers, and I won't pretend otherwise. It messed me up too. Okay. Let's just watch actually the trailer here. It's gonna be published mainly first on Epic Games. I just love those games. And it seems to be made like with clay figures, stop motion. Gives it like a Tim Burton feel, right? Just visually, for me, very fucking appealing. Story-wise, I don't know what's going on. In the article, we are being told it's about a love story when people can't talk to each other anymore. So, how the gameplay will be, that's a different story, of course, but the fact that it's stop motion, I just love that, man. Like old schoolish stop motion. Picturing it, putting into your game in high resolution, moving that character with stop motion. It doesn't need like high refresh rates and shit like that. Just soul put into games, you know? And that is putting your soul in a game. With stop motion, that's a lot of work actually. And you still have to do all the development stuff in the game, right? Like software wise. So it's not just nothing. The only really bad thing in this whole issue is, for me at least, as a PC gamer, it's not going to be released right away on Steam, and you can't find it on Steam at the moment at all. It seems to be an Epic exclusive at the beginning of the release. When it's going to be released, I think they didn't told me. I don't remember. Somewhere in 2026. We're going to have to wait. But yes, I can't just wait because of the looks of it. Side-scrolling, 2.5D. And it's going to be a good list. It's going to be the list of supporter. Folsom, don't worry. Because I pay attention to my supporter. A lot of attention. So it's going to be no naughty list. Should I make a naughty list? How can I make a naughty list? And how do I point that out at the end of the streams? Like, those are assholes. Don't check them out. It would be weird for sure. Oh, funny. Okay. Next little news about TV shows. And I think that's a smart move by this person. Malcolm in the Middle's Hal actor Bryan Cranston reveals that the OG Dewey actor was asked to return for the sequel series. But they politely... But they? What do you mean they? I didn't realize that. They? You mean he politely declined? Maybe it's a tranny and it's not that smart. Who knows? Anyway, if you didn't know, it was announced 4 or 5 months ago, maybe, or longer. I don't even remember. That we're gonna get a sequel show of Malcolm in the Middle, and some people go in this with mixed feelings. I think this show is done. It was a good show. Just leave it dead. Just leave good stuff. You ended nicely, I would say. Just leave it there where it is. We don't need for everything sequels. So that might be a bad move by them, but who knows, right? And I marked just the little thing here, what was told about why Dewey, the actor Dewey, for Dewey, is not going to come back. He's actually going to Harvard. He's really, really smart, and he's getting his master's at Harvard right now, he said. Oh God, no, I haven't acted since I was 9 or something. So I'm not into it. Yeah. I mean, it's not gonna die because of that, because this guy is not gonna act because he was not the main character, right? And I'm not looking forward to the sequel anyway, so good on him. He's probably smart enough to not get into that shit anymore. Maybe he's gonna get in Harvard, I don't know, a gender studies degree and master in gender studies because of they. I don't fucking know. I just wanted to point out this is little news for you. More news. I had this news yesterday, and it didn't coil down, didn't slow down, nothing. It got more attention, which is nice because this game is probably gonna have a big fucking backlash, even more now. Go watch the show yesterday, because that was the main story of yesterday's show. Cowardly and disgusting. RuneScape veteran joins players laying into Jagex CEO for canceling Pride events over reported fear of backlash, which has created backlash. But it's a different backlash. It's the colored backlash, from the facts around the globe here. So this guy said, like, sharing the original report from Pink News on Blue Sky. Oh, yeah. Blue Sky. Very important, because I'm going to take all my advice on live issues on Blue Skies for sure. And about any topic. Former Jagex mod John Aleph, I don't know, Aleph, said, I worked on RuneScapes from 2005 to 2014. I haven't though about it thought about it though. My reading today again, crappy. I haven't thought about it much since then, but it occasionally pops in my feed, and seeing it usually makes me happy and nostalgic. But this makes me really angry, cowardly, and disgusting. What? Does it make you cowardly and disgusting? In a separate post, Aleph responded to the jokey comparison that the old school RuneScape community has drawn between Bellamy and an in-game character named Sigmund, a member of the game's human supremacist group that seeks to expunge or eradicate non-human races. Wow. There's a character who he created, by the way, supposedly, hates monsters. Hates monsters. And Bellamy was compared by the fag group, by the trannies, by the LGBT, by the alphabetic mafia, as being compared to this Sigmund character from the game, which hates fucking monsters. He wants just humans to be great. I'm surprised why he's so against that. Strange. Aleph actually wrote Sigmund as part of the OSRS, the Dorkson questline, and says, I could not have predicted when I created this quest villain. Oh, he's the villain. The human is the villain. Because human first is bad. Out of their mind, those people. That he would end up being used to mock a cowardly and or bigoted CEO. But I wholeheartedly approve. They don't even know what they really are saying, sometimes I think. Aleph added that we couldn't get away with openly queer NPCs back then. Why not? Nobody would have cared, maybe. Maybe they would, because we are not all immoral fucking fucktards, right? Back then, but I always imagined Zanuck, the cave goblin, was bi. Cave goblin bi. So I was delighted when the 2017 Tales of Pride made her canonically bi. What do you mean, her? Maybe you misgendered that goblin now because it's bi. Maybe it's actually a he and it's just gay. Those people, man. Those people, you can't help them. They don't know what they want. At the end here, and that there was no data indicating Pride events had been damaging to player counts. Yeah, if you have no idea about the games anyway, or your bases in the first place, and don't make surveys, and people are not gonna fucking take the survey like I'm not gay and all that shit. Nobody knows if it has an effect, the Pride stuff, in the first place. Because maybe it was already gay, and then you brought in also Pride events into your game. So this story seems not to be over, and it's gonna probably not being over for a few weeks from now on. Let's see how this all is gonna unfold. Now, the CEO, John Bellamy, which was written here wrong, by the way, it's without an H, is gonna have a different backlash from the LGBTQ fucking community. Now he might not be liked by normal people or retarded faggot people. I don't care, but it's just funny to me. It's just fucking funny to me. Let me guess, the Pride event started after 2016. Probably. This is retard. Yep, 2017. Why didn't Aleph do more for gays between 2005 and 2014? Fucking loser virtue cock. Like I said yesterday, I tried to find like numbers, facts about this game. What was the player base and all that. And this game had, especially early on, till about 2009-ish, 2010, a lot of minors playing it. Way more than today's time. So safely, you can safely say up from 2010 till now, the player base was way younger then, mainly actually teenagers. So that might be an indicator, if you know what I mean. Maybe people saw that this faggotry, this PDF files, those pedos went roaming in their games. Who knows? Who knows? I have no facts because you can't find any official numbers really. Despite they try to be like super official and transparent, reporting the gender pay gap reports every fucking year since 5 years or so. Yeah, but you're not super transparent. It seems like with real numbers. Faggotry. Different faggotry about game prizes. I want just to point out something about game prizes. That's going to be the new norm, and it's going to start for sure next year. So expect from 2026, like all AA and AAA games to be at least $80. Outer Worlds 2 director reacts to $80 price. Says take it up with Microsoft. Yeah, he is right and wrong. Even as a developer, you can like at least tell your superiors, like the marketing department, the publisher, which is Microsoft. Microsoft bought up Obsidian 6 years, 7 years ago, something like that. So you still can talk to them and say, make it a little bit more affordable still. Keep the price at least to $70 so everybody on Steam can enjoy it too without getting into the Xbox Ultimate subscription base, So you have as a developer, especially as a director of a whole studio, you have some sayings. You have some sayings. At least you can bring your input into this discussion. But that is not surprising, especially not with Microsoft. I talked about that last week already. That the prices are going to have to be increased, especially with Microsoft. They buying up like crazy amount of studios. 69, I think it was 69 billion in acquisitions up to now. They want that money back. So you need to increase like game prices, the full game prices, and your subscription. You have no other choice. Otherwise, you're gonna go fucking bankrupt or need to sell off more stocks and shit. So there you have it. But yeah, here this guy talks about take it up with Microsoft. He's trying to like slip away with just this little statement. But he wants, by the way, he talks in this article, he wants everybody to play his games, but he has no sayings. Not at all. Faggot people. Yeah. I mean, you might be a faggot, Eden, but you're still human. I'm not going to dehumanize you just because you are a faggot. You're still human. As long as you don't touch kids, you're very human still to me. Just not the normal human, let's put it that way. Because you're not the norm. You can't reproduce at least, right? Galif, yeah, pretty much. Openly taught. Bigoted. Why? Because he wants to be open to most instead of a small amount of mentally ill retards. Yeah, the CEO, John Bellamy, is going to use those mentally ill retards too now, though. So there you have it. So we're going to have a fight between normies who don't participate in this fight, They just don't care. They're not going to buy this game. They're not going to buy any version of the game. They're not going to install it, They're just going to keep silent. Or they might be like me, just speak out about it, but still not playing it, But I'm not going to fight the mentally ill people. I don't care. If you want to be represented in the fucking game, in the fantasy game, that hardly, go for it. Fight with the CEO of a retarded fucking company. I don't care. I don't care, man. They can go and rip apart each other. How about They are just aligning with reality. An LGBTQ parade looks like a pack of gay orcs, goblins, and trolls and furry people. I mean, you can put all that stuff in games too if you want to. Make a gay game and everybody can enjoy your gay game, but don't make the games gay after they were a normal fantasy game in that sense. Everybody wanted to escape reality. That's why many people play games, right? So don't insert your reality stuff, politics mainly, and your identity into the games and force it upon everybody. And it is forceful if you fucking might make pride parades, and you might get like inbox mails. Oh yeah, come to the pride parade. Go to work with your goblin towards human children or some shit. I don't think it's happening like that, but you know what I mean, right? It's just fucking weird. It's just fucking weird with those people. Yeah, it looked like a PS1 game and it was free. Yeah, the very first one for sure. I mean, it was the PS1 era when the first one was released, pretty much. Mad because so many companies are no longer donating to keep Pride parades going. Who the fuck is Boaz? Boaz has to cancel theirs a couple weekends ago because companies pulled their donations. Yeah, I'm zero sorry for that. I mean, they put like billions and billions in this DEI stuff over the last 5 to 10 years, right? And nothing has come out of it because it's fucking not normal. At least 95% of humanity is normal in that sense that they are not gay. They don't want same sex stuff. That is the beginning of all that shit. The same sex stuff. Sex stuff. If you are an adult and you want to fuck another adult who has the same sex, go fuck each other. Who cares? Who cares? Really? Really? Who cares? But I don't want to see that all the time and shovel it down my throat in every fucking product I see and in every fucking commercial and all that DI. Nobody wants that. I'm wrong. Oh, sorry, I'm wrong. At least 95% of humanity doesn't want that. Out of those 95%, maybe like 85% of humanity just kept silent the whole fucking time. And because of the silence we had held up, didn't talk about it, because that is the weirdest part. We were concerned about opinions by the same normal people who don't like actually same sex, that we're going to be shunned by them, which is super weird, right? No, it's upon us. We have to speak out against crap like that, and if you don't speak out against it and you just keep silent because of social pressure, yeah, then you lost it. Then you lost it. Then you have also lost a certain connection to reality. Normal people don't wear their sexual life on their sleeve. Yes, yes, absolutely. Take it up the Darth hole. No, that sounds gross. Yesterday, I talked a little bit about Mind's Eyes, told you about how bad it's going for it because mainly of performance issue. So Mind's Eye dev heartbroken amid troubled launch as players report success within refunds. With refunds and sponsored streams are cancelled. So PlayStation mainly. I don't think Xbox has done a bigger refund campaign. But on PS5, many people are just want their money back because they can't play it. And it reminds a lot of people, and this article talks about it too, reminds many people of Cyberpunk 2077 and its launch on consoles. But let's tone it down a little bit. 2077, the launch was mainly really bad on PS4 and Xbox, the older generation before the series generation, you know. it was a disaster. They pulled it off later on anyway, because the performance was mainly due to hardware limitations actually on the older consoles. I'm gonna tell you straight away, I had zero real issues on my PC back then when it was released. I had only issues later on when I got like the super ultra wide screen, Samsung ultra wide screen, 32 by 9, because the game had no profiles for this amount of screen. I mean, it worked, the 3D stuff worked, just the interface was broken and shit. Other than that, I had really zero issues. So it was mainly with the old generations consoles. But that reminded many people this Mind's Eye release launch of Cyberpunk 2077. And yes, refunds on PS5 is happening, and dev is heartbroken, and yeah. But they did some emergencies patches already. After yesterday, shortly after release, they were heartbroken. They needed to do something, and we got some patches and to do some emergency fix. So maybe it improved. I don't know. I hope for the people who bought it and who wants this game to be good can enjoy it now more. Go have it. Emergency fixes are on the ways. They need to do a lot, it seems like. Performance seems to be very bad overall. Another game I'm now looking forward, actually. The Way of the Sword is not connected to the previous Onimusha games or the Netflix series. So we're gonna get a new Onimusha. And I'm looking forward to this one. This is a completely different world from the previous games. Producer Akihito Kadowaki confirmed to GameSpot during an interview at the Summer Game Fest Play Days. The main reason we wanted to do that is we wanted not only not only the fans of the series, but also new players to start at the same place with the story. Everyone can experience the same thing at the same time. I don't know if that the human mind works exactly like that. You know, if you played the previous ones, you still have in mind, you still have like emotions attached to your old gameplay and all that, right? But at least story-wise, yes, I would say we can agree on it. And we just need to take a look into this one, man. We just need to. They should have targeted one platform at a time for releasing. Yeah, maybe like first on PC and figure it out, because you can, I think, fix quicker on PC and publish fixes quicker too, faster, right? Who knows? We need to watch now this one. This looks actually, in my opinion, really nice. I love the whole style of this game.
Oh my world. What is this place?
It has the feels of a Souls-like game. You seem to be able to parry it, you know, stuff, dodging it. Visually, very appealing. Edo, Japan. The attacks seems to be nice. The design of the monsters. Put a lot of details into the enemies, you know? So this guy has a gauntlet, which we see gonna do something in a bit here. We're gonna have gay enemies, gay rivals to beat up, you know? What do you want more? At least he acts very gay. The fighting style, very appealing to me. And here you see the gauntlet. Seems to absorb like powers. She wields some beauty. More gay samurais. I don't know if he's really gay. If the enemy was gay, why fucking not, man? Beat up the gays in games in Minecraft. Go load up a gay mod in Minecraft and beat them gays in Minecraft up to your heart's extent. I'm thinking just visually this game is. I'm looking forward. What I didn't even know before I read this article, there was a Netflix series, 2023, the Onimusha Netflix series, an anime. Haven't ever watched it. The picture I saw, which I researched after I read this article, look actually nice. I'm gonna watch this show now. Just saying. I don't have Netflix though. How I'm gonna do that? What do you think? Oh yeah, it's called. Did you look at the Expanse series Reborn yet? Yeah, that's old news. Fucking Ice Cold. I'm like super quick with news actually. Many people don't know yet, but I have like this kind of the advantage when many people are sleeping. I am reading up the news of the past 24 hours, which gives you maybe a little advantage if you watch me more. 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. Just saying, man, just saying. I talked about it. It looks very generic. Looks like other articles already told us. It looks like the Expanse Mass Effect edition. Might be good, who knows. But it looked a little bit generic. I talked about that Monday? Don't remember. Many news in my head, now over the past 2 weeks already. I talked about this one too, by the way. Seagate's new 4TB storage expansion card is a win for Xbox owners, but it costs more than a Switch 2. How can that be a win? How can that fucking be a win? So it was reported like it might be $430, but actually it is $500 US, $499.99, whatever, right? A normal price. They give you a link to a sales at the moment on Best Buy for $430. That's fucking expensive. It's just pretty much a regular SSD in a little Xbox related case, which you can plug in the perfect slot, which is designed for those cartridges, which is just silly. There you have it. People seems to like it. I don't think it's gonna be very beloved actually because it's super expensive, regular $500. And the Xbox itself also increased in the price the last half year or so after they announced like the prices. The games are gonna be risen. Why? Why? Who really wants that? My advice is, it might be a stupid advice, but it is in my opinion, a good advice. The Xbox has 3 USB connectors, right? 3 USB connections. Buy an external SSD drive and you're good for it. For almost half the price of it. For $250, you're gonna get an external named one, name a brand one like Kingston, SanDisk, Samsung, Crucial, one of those big companies, right? $250. Those prices for 4TB external, because this is gonna stick out too. It seems. I don't own an Xbox Series X or S, but this one is gonna stick out too a little bit. So what's the point of this card if it's gonna stick out awkwardly a lot? So. And the loading times of the external drive seems to be like not even noticeable. So buy an external USB drive, SSD, 4TB, almost half the price, usually. Very, very bad move. I don't think Seagate is gonna make a lot of money with this one. It's not gonna be a win for Xbox owners, I think. Now, the main attraction of today's news. I love this fucking story, man. I absolutely adore this story. Engineer creates first custom motherboard for a 1990s PlayStation console. Ice Cold got for free a rash there. I've been waiting for a bigger SSD. Just buy an external. Yeah, it's about for. No, it's actually this one is like $110, almost in the sale of Best Buy. But without the sale, you're gonna pay $125 per terabyte. Tax is not included, by the way. It's gonna be roughly just put another 10% overall sales tax on it, and yeah, there you go. Bad fucking deal. Bad fucking deal. That's the one thing I don't like about Xbox. The external drives don't run run Series X games. Oh, like okay, I didn't know about that, but that's weird as fuck. I just checked out a little bit like time loading times comparisons, and what I saw didn't impact like the gameplay at all, at all. Might be like 1 second quicker in long timing sequences of 1 minute and stuff. Fucking waste of money. Just buy an Unburnic for $70 and get 7,000 games. It also functions as a console. That's a stupid comparison. The Xbox, you want more storage for the original games for the Xbox, not for emulation or stuff like that. So it's not about emulation or older games and all that. For that, you don't need 4 terabytes in the first place. Let's go to this one. This one is more pleasing in my eyes and ears. Last week, electronics engineering Lorenzo Brodesco announced that the completion of a mock-up for NS1, reportedly the first custom PlayStation 1 motherboard created outside of Sony in the console's 30-year history. The fully functional board accepts original PlayStation 1 chips and fits directly into the original console case, marking a milestone in reverse engineering for the classic console released in 1994. Brodesco's motherboard isn't an emulator or FPGA-based recreation. It's a genuine circuit board designed to work with authentic PlayStation 1 components, including the CPU, GPU, SPU, RAM, oscillators, and voltage regulators. The board represents over a year of reverse engineering work that began in March 2024 when Brodesco discovered incomplete documentation while repairing a PlayStation 1. This isn't an emulator, it's not an FPGA, it's not a modern replica, Brodesco wrote in a Reddit post about the project. It's a real motherboard compatible with the original PS1 chips. And here you have one picture, like where the chips are going to be soldered in. If you ever watched into a PlayStation 1 inside, this looks fucking sleek, This looks like super clean, and it has reasons why it looks so clean. It's a little bit smaller, of course, than the original board, especially the older, the first 6th generation boards. I just love it that he made a board, and all the original chips you can solder in with the connectors too. I just love this shit. It's a desirable project for some PS1 enthusiasts because a custom motherboard could allow owners of broken consoles to revive their system by transplanting original chips from damaged boards onto new, functional ones. With original PS1 motherboards becoming increasingly prone to failure after 3 decades, replacement boards could extend the lifespan of these classic consoles without resorting to emulation. I don't know about that part. How much broken the boards can get, really, because those are pretty sturdy still, And I just, for everybody who has never seen a PlayStation 1, which I doubt, but that's an original PlayStation 1. And he made his board according to this design, meaning with the parallel port. where you could attach like accessories like this. Some people might know it as a Game Shark or Game Geniuses. And my PlayStation still works. I just don't have it hooked up. I have all the connectors, the analog, the RGB, SCART connector, you know. I have even the mouse for the PlayStation 1 and all that shit. But I love that he made the design according to all the older versions, the first generations with all the connectors on it, but still the abilities to have like better performance of the newer boards, which is absolutely fucking amazing. I don't know how many people really will take their broken consoles if they don't even know if it's the board or if it's maybe a chip actually to take it to a place where the chip are going to be desoldered and soldered into his new board. But I just loved the idea of this whole thing. Then is one project short for not Sony's one, uses a hybrid design based on the PU23 series motherboards found in the SCPH 900X PlayStation modules, but reintroduces the parallel port that Sony had removed from later versions. Bradesco upgraded the original 2-layer PCB design to a 4-layer board while maintaining the same form factor. Form factor meaning like all the connectors, right? This such a design, I don't know a whole lot about like motherboards and PCBs and all that shit, but when you design like such a board, you have layers, and in each layers you have like the lines, the copper running to the chips, to the respectively connected chips, right? And he made it from 2 layers, meaning 2 different separated like highways into 4. So shrunk it down, and this way you can make like shorter lanes and all that, and that can increase actually the performance and such, which is, it's just amazing that he found like old half baked manuals and stuff like that and made now with reverse engineering this new board. He had a Kickstarter going on. This Kickstarter is not there anymore. Not a lot of people were into it. I actually wanted to give like $20 maybe, but this Kickstarter campaign is gone. And yeah, this board revives the community of retro stuff, man. Look, he placed it into the original case here. You see how neatly it fits in. I just find that whole stuff so cool. And to reverse engineer, you have to file down up this PCB to the layers to see where all the traces, like physically the copper goes. So he filed it down just to see and to be able to recreate that stuff. That's just fucking crazy work, man. Just fucking crazy work. I love everything of this. How practical is it going to be? Like I said, taking your old PlayStation to resolder it on the new board. I don't know, but he's a smart motherfucker. But this Bradesco guy, so he might get in touch with other smart motherfuckers and create something even better. Maybe I just can't hope. Maybe he's gonna recreate like the Xbox stuff, the first Xbox thing. And I don't know, maybe some companies, Sony, Microsoft, jump on the bandwagon of retro and hopefully reproduce original chips in a smaller form factor, creating less heat, taking less space, and less power, but having like the old cartridges being able to be connected to a new motherboard with newer chips. My hopes are not super high because that would cost them way too much. And usually, after a few decades, all those companies lose all the blueprints of original hardware anyway. That's why very, very rarely you see anything new being done with old chips and hardware. But that would just be amazing for the retro community, right? So I have my hopes, but they are not high. But I love a story like that. New hardware brought to life, re-engineering, PlayStation 1. One of my most beloved consoles ever. What do you think about this story? Go read it up. Links all down below of every news article. And enjoy this goodness, man. I don't know what to say. I just like everything in this story. Horizon, no. The Unbanning is very cool. It can handle some PS2 games, but not many. Yeah, I've seen the newer one with which is in the design of the old school Game Boy. For retro, it might be very nice, but yeah, I think the limit with the emulation is with good performance. PS1, PS1, it's like N64 for sure too, but other than that, I wouldn't get my hopes too high. It's not comparable with the Xbox and storage of Xbox that is not even like in the same topic actually. If you get the Android OS one, it can handle most PS2 and original games. And what performance? Other US OS is Linux. Android is Linux too, by the way. Without Linux, you wouldn't have Android. OGPS1 there with the RSC plugs. Yeah, mine. I'm gonna not this one. I'm not gonna give away. I gave away and sold like a lot of my stuff, pretty much like 90% of my shit, maybe more. This PlayStation 1, the very first one, no. Might be like a 2000 or 2000 or 3000. No, it's the SCPH 1002. Very, very early one. And I modded it myself. Very dirty job inside, but it has the mod chip. They just released like 4 new models this year, and they are still around $100. They are cheap, and I this week actually I thought about buying one, but nah. That NS1 board looks really sleek, all modern surface mount components. Anyone can make those now. It's a lot cleaner than 1995 electronics. Yeah, because it has, like I said, instead of 2 layers of the original board, it has 4. Traces substrate. 4-layer traces. Yeah. Gifted. Very nice. There we go. Okay, we are almost at the end here. Oh, I went a little bit over because I was excited about that story. GameStop might be not so much a GameStop anymore in the future. GameStop CEO says the company's future isn't in games. This article just talks about, yeah, they are drifting away from video games, and looking more into the future with trading cards. Mainly it mentions Pokemon, which is fine, I guess, and it's just where it goes pretty much, because all video game consoles are releasing their games more and more just digitally online. I don't even know if any game works these days without having an online connection, even on PlayStation 5. So reply to me in the chat, maybe you can educate me on that. But yeah, Switch 2 without the online connectivity seems to be like just a fucking stone on your desk. Just a useless thing. So it's not surprising that GameStop is looking into the future only with trading cards. It's no mystery why GameStop has increased its focus on trading cards. Its revenue in the first quarter of 2025 surged by over 50% on a year-over-year basis, largely due to Pokemon. And they seem to be focusing mostly on Pokemon, because people seem to be more into Pokemon trading cards than having physical video games, which is sad. It is just sad, but what can you do? That's why I would love to see, like I said, companies remake old consoles with newer chips, like still having original hardware which runs everything the same pretty much, just with better performance and less power. And you could repress games too this way, you know, re-release games too. Just of course cheaper than it was released back then. For example, make a PlayStation 1 with this new hardware, new chips. It uses only USB power connectivity, way less, and you could load in your new Tekken 3 pressed game in it. Why fucking not? The market would be very small, but that also means you don't need to produce like so many. You could have a little small factory somewhere on this planet and just having like secure jobs, you know. They're producing like on a daily basis, maybe like 50 consoles spreading out into the world, maybe more, maybe 500 consoles, whatever, for the whole global market. And you would prevent maybe the dying gaming industry, the physical video gaming industry, at least. Just saying. And you could partner up with one company, or like all the bigger company, Microsoft, Nintendo, Sega, and Sony to fund maybe a CRT producer. Who the fuck knows? The market would be small. That's what I'm saying, but it would be there. Just it would just be there. Little information. Reacher star Alan Ritchson confirms the lone hero is heading to New York New York City in season 4, and it could be his most dangerous mission yet. New York, probably, maybe actually, who knows? Just yeah, it is confirmed. Season 4 will come for sure. I liked all 3 seasons. They are very different actually to each other, but they're all good. And don't care about his fucking political stance. He had those stands and did mention sometimes in the past, before Reacher, the first season was released, already a little bit stupid political statements put out there. Who cares? If the show is good, really, if it doesn't affect like the content of a show, of a story, whatever, dude, whatever. Don't pay too much attention. I'm looking forward to season 4, which is going to be in New York. Isn't that nice? Oh, yeah, this one. PlayStation is still continuing to invest in new live services and has reviewed our processes following Concord's failure. I don't think you have learned. So Sony is still looking into live service stuff. Why I think they have not learned is because of this last little mentioning here. Yet, despite this, PlayStation is still all in on its live service ambitions, with boss Herman Hulst confident that future releases like Marathon won't meet the same fate. Are you sure? Are you sure? Because I'm gonna just show you something about Marathon. Marathon to me looks like a generic battle royale shooter 326. Here, I'm going to just show you only this picture. There are trailers out there. There are like narrated trailers out there with more footage. They are not going to look better than this. They are just not going to look better than this. This is what you will get with Marathon, the new upcoming mega hit Marathon. Are you excited? Oh, you're not even seeing. Nobody's telling me. Why nobody telling me? What's wrong with you people? Maybe somebody told me. Nobody mentioned it. I mean, the other news were just infomercial, little infos for you, noticeable informations, I would say. But yes, look, just take a look now on your screen. That's how it's going to look like. Marathon. I'm not going to show you how Concord looked like. It was a fucking bigger mess, for sure. But are you excited for a game that looks like that? A battle royale shooter. I don't think so. I don't think anybody's looking forward to that. It looks very bland, and Concord was a failure, maybe because it had a lot of DI stuff, like very colorful, all the rainbow colors, and boss lady energy. I've seen Secret Level by Amazon. Most of the episodes are like pretty nice. Most of the episodes are actually pretty nice. Dungeon and Dragons one was very good, well made. Warhammer, very nice made. But there was an episode dedicated to Concord, and it was crap. Big pile of crap. Everything in it was unappealing, man. I went through it. Luckily, it's pretty short. I think 15 minutes or so, but still too long. But yeah, there you go. Oi, Noodling, you came in very late. There you go. Marathon is not going to meet the same fate we were told. I don't think so. Anyhow, everybody, I hope you're going to have a great rest of your day. I'm not late. You're too early. No. Earlier than many, maybe. Next news, Monday, 10 a.m. Hopefully, you're going to be around to get new cringy worth news, more good news, hopefully, too, and all the news by me, Ike. That was Switzerland Playit with angry game news. Have a good rest of your day. I'm going to stream this weekend something. I mean, most likely Expedition 33. When? I have no idea, because that's not my regular schedule anymore. My regular schedule is Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern, giving you like the news of gamings. Thank you again, Volksum, for the 5 gifted. Much appreciated, like I said. And yeah, till next time. Take care, everybody.